Over the course of your life, you will spend roughly 6 years of it dreaming. 6 years of vivid, immersive, often bizarre experiences, and you'll consciously remember almost none of it. For most of human history, that's been treated as either meaningless static or mystical prophecy. Neither is right. Your brain isn't idling while you dream, and it isn't sending you messages from beyond. It's running several very specific, very real maintenance jobs, and dreaming is the side effect you happen to notice. Most vivid dreaming happens during a stage of sleep called REM, rapid eye movement, where your brain activity looks, on a scan, almost identical to being awake. Your eyes dart rapidly beneath closed lids, but at the same time, your brainstem actively paralyzes most of your skeletal muscles, a state called REM atonia. Your body deliberately locks you in place while your brain runs at near-waking intensity. That paralysis isn't a bug. If it fails, a rare condition called REM sleep behavior disorder, people physically act out their dreams, sometimes violently, which is itself strong evidence for how vivid and motor command-rich this brain state really is. Your brain is wide awake in there. Your body is intentionally locked out of the loop. The best supported explanation for why this state exists is memory consolidation. During the day, your hippocampus acts like short-term holding storage for new experiences. During sleep, REM sleep in particular, evidence points to the hippocampus replaying and gradually transferring those memories into longer-term storage across your cortex, strengthening some connections and pruning others. Studies testing this are fairly direct. People who sleep and especially get uninterrupted REM sleep after learning a new skill or new information consistently outperform people who stay awake the same length of time on recall and skill tests afterward. Something happening specifically during that sleep stage measurably improves what your brain keeps and how well you can use it. Here's a detail that connects the memory theory directly to the weirdness of dreaming itself. The memories being processed rarely play back in dreams as clean, literal replays. Instead, they show up fragmented, blended with unrelated details, dropped into strange scenarios. One leading explanation is that this is what memory reorganization actually looks like from the inside. Your brain isn't replaying footage, it's actively cross-referencing new memories against old ones, testing new connections, some of which are genuinely useful and get kept, some of which are essentially noise. A dream where your childhood house has your current coworkers in it isn't random static. It may be your brain literally testing an association between two memories to see if it's worth strengthening. A second major theory developed by researcher Antti Revonsuo is called threat simulation theory. Look closely at the actual content of a large sample of recorded dreams and one pattern stands out. Dreams disproportionately involve threats, being chased, falling, confronted, lost, attacked, far more often than mundane daily life would predict. The theory proposes that dreaming may function as a kind of offline rehearsal space, letting your brain practice recognizing and responding to danger scenarios in a completely safe, consequence-free environment, the same reason flight simulators exist for pilots. Supporting evidence: people living through genuinely threatening circumstances, conflict zones, high-stress environments, tend to show even higher rates of threat content in their dreams, as if the simulation system is scaling its training difficulty to match real perceived danger. A third angle focuses specifically on emotion, not just memory or threat. During REM sleep, your amygdala, the brain region central to processing fear and emotional intensity, is highly active, while at the same time levels of noradrenaline, a stress-related brain chemical, drop to their lowest point of the entire day. Some researchers describe this combination as a kind of overnight therapy. Your brain gets to reprocess emotionally charged memories from the day, but with the stress chemistry that would normally accompany that intensity turned down. Consistent with this, studies have found that emotionally difficult memories tend to lose some of their sharp emotional intensity after a night of sleep, while the factual content of the memory itself is often preserved. You don't forget what happened. You wake up feeling less raw about it than the night before, and REM sleep appears to be doing that work. This also explains one of the strangest features of dreaming: the near-total suspension of logic. Impossible physics, shifting identities, events that don't follow cause and effect. All of it accepted without question while you're in it. That's not random malfunction either. The prefrontal cortex, the brain region most responsible for logical reasoning, planning, and critical evaluation, shows reduced activity during REM sleep, while emotional and sensory regions stay highly active. You're getting vivid sensory experience and strong emotional processing, running with the "does this actually make sense" checking system largely offline. That combination is exactly what produces the specific flavor of dreaming: intense, immersive, and completely unbothered by contradiction. And this same chemistry explains why you remember so little. Encoding a memory well enough to recall it later relies heavily on some of the same brain chemicals, particularly noradrenaline, that are suppressed during REM sleep. Your brain is, in effect, deliberately built to under-record the dream experience itself while still fully using it for memory and emotional processing work in the background. The dream doesn't need to be remembered by you to do its job. You're the audience for a process that isn't actually being run for your benefit. You just happen to catch a fragment of it if you wake up mid-REM. So, dreaming isn't your brain talking to you, and it isn't meaningless noise either. It's the visible residue of three real, overlapping processes running every night. Memories being sorted and strengthened, danger scenarios being rehearsed in a safe simulation, and emotional intensity being quietly turned down without erasing what happened. You'll spend roughly 6 years of your life inside this process and remember almost none of it. Not because it failed, but because remembering was never really the point. So here's what I'll leave you with. Tonight, once you drift into deep enough sleep, your brain isn't going quiet. It's about to run one of the strangest, most active processes it performs all day, sorting through your memories, rehearsing danger in a world that can't actually hurt you, and quietly turning down the volume on whatever hurt the most today. And by morning, you'll remember almost none of it happened. What's something about your own body that changed the way you think about a daily habit once you actually learned the science behind it? Tell me in the comments. I read everyone. And if this rewired how you think about dreaming even a little, smash that like button, subscribe, and stick around. There's a lot more going on inside you than you think.